We are going to discuss the last resource in implement load balancing in Azure. If you go through the playlist, you can see we talked about all the load balancers that are available in Azure. You can see first we talked about how to decide which service is good for you. Then we discussed basic, standard, right? Traffic manager, app gateway, all of it. Now today we are going to talk about Azure Front Door Service. Hello everyone, my name is Arun and let's get started. So if we say Azure Front Door Service, that is simply means this is a service which provides the load balancing capability on global level, just like the traffic manager. Let me refresh your memory, that will help. For example, if you are looking for load balancing, let me do this. This is region A, okay? If you are looking for load balancing between your servers in a region, okay? For example, we have two servers here, VM1 and VM2, and we want to load balance between these two VM inside a region. On application layer, then the application gateway is your choice, right? Before we jump to the application gateway, let's understand two more things. What are the regional load balancers? We have basic, we have standard, and we have app gateway. Okay, now inside a region, if you are looking for load balancing on the application layer, then app gateway is our choice, and it provides a lot of other features. We already covered that part. Okay, and if you're looking for a load balancing on the network layer, then the basic and standard is our choice. Okay, if you want zonal, then of course standard wins. And if we are going to distribute the traffic between two regions, right? We have two options here, right? One is the traffic manager and another one is the front door services that we are going to talk about today. I'm just trying to find something which could help me balance this. Okay, yes, let me put this one. Something like that. Okay, so this is this thing LB global. Okay, so you have the services running in region A and region B, then you want to distribute the traffic, then we have traffic manager, of course, and Azure Front Door Services. Okay, and if you're looking for DNS based global routing and do not have requirements for transport layer security protocol termination like SSL, or as per HTTP or HTTP request or application layer processing, then traffic manager. Okay, but if you want something like that, then you need Azure Front Door Services. Okay, just a refresher. So we have regional and global load balancers, and this is the last service in global load balancing. Okay, let's try to understand few things about Azure Front Door Service. Then we'll talk about the routing methods and how exactly it works. And if time permits, we'll do the demonstration as well. If not, then in the next video, we'll perform the demonstration. Cool. So let's start with the understanding Azure Front Door Service. Okay. So Azure Front Door Service is a scalable and secure entry point for fast delivery of your global application. Azure Front Door is your one-stop solution for your global website application. Okay, it is a layer 7 or HTTP or HTTPS layer load balancing. Okay, so if I need to write down so that we can make sense of all the things, it is scalable and secure entry point for fast delivery of your global apps. Okay, and it's a layer 7 HTTP or HTTPS. So on a global scale, you can compare this with Traffic Manager, but if you want to see the capabilities it provides, it's more like the application gateway capabilities, right? Cool. Now, Azure Front Doorway uses Anycast protocol with Split TCP and Microsoft's global network for improving global connectivity with backend as any internet-facing service hosted inside or outside of Azure. See, that's the beauty. Azure or Microsoft has so many POPs, so many, edge servers globally. So the request enters through the any POP and it travels through the Microsoft's backend network. Okay, that's why it is fast, and because Microsoft backend has all the global connectivity with all the express routes, all the networks that he has spread till now. So it helps that. And with the help of Anycast and Split TCP, it gives you okay, let me talk about a little bit on what Anycast with the Split TCP means. Let's put it this way: to reach to a particular destination, there are various paths. Okay, for example, there is this is the scenario. There is a point A and there is a point B. Okay, to reach to this point B, there could be n number of paths. Okay, there will be n number of paths. All right, like this, like this. They could be like this. Okay, like this. Those kind of things. All right, they could be direct path like this, something like that. So they could be multiple paths going through a different routes. Okay, for example, if you go from one state to a different state, you can go via road, you can go via aeroplane, you can go via by your own car. There are so many spots, so many stations, spots, those kind of things. So to reach to a particular destination, there are various paths, or you can say multiple routing paths. But this methodology select path which has minimum hops, distance, cost, and latency measurement, or based on least congested route, hence decrease the latency and enhance the performance. So what it does, Anycast with Split TCP, it gives you the shortest path on the basis of network latency, on the basis of hops and the cost and so many things. And that is the reason it provides the enhanced performance and low latency. Okay. All right. So I should mention it here. It uses Anycast protocol with Split TCP. I'll share the documentation in the description box so that if you want to have a good read, want to dig a little more, you can do that. And MS Global Network or backend. Okay. All right. So this is what the Azure Front Door Service is. Okay. You can compare it with the app gateway for the services that it provides, and you can understand it as traffic manager because traffic manager is also global and DNS based. This is layer 7 based HTTP and HTTPS. So let's understand the features that would help you understand it a little more. Okay, what all features it has or it provides. Okay, so front door ensures that your end user promptly connect to the nearest front door POP, point of presence, using MS Global Network for connecting to your application backends from front door POPs. It ensures higher availability and reliability while maintaining performance. We were covering the same thing in the other 2 points, and it is happening because of Anycast protocol that it uses and the Microsoft backend internet, okay, backend connectivity, global network. So we can say what feature it provides. It provides accelerate application performance because of Anycast and let's say Anycast and MS Global Network. Okay. Because of Anycast, it connects any of the POP location and enters into the global backend and then connect to the Azure or the any backend application or server which is running as fast as possible. Okay. So it provides high availability, reliability, and also performance. So it accelerates the application performance because of these features that it uses for the connecting the request to the backend servers of Azure Front Door Service. All right. Let's talk about another feature here. And this is it increases application availability with smart health probes. Okay. So increases app availability with smart health probes. We all know what health probes is. We have covered health probes in so many other topics in previous videos. So what exactly it means? Front door delivers high availability of your applications using its smart health probes, monitoring your backend for both latency and availability, and providing instant automatic failover when a backend goes down. So you can run planned maintenance operation on your application without downtime. Front door directs traffic to alternative backends while the maintenance is in progress, right? So that's how it increases the app availability, because it also monitor your backend for latency and availability, and also do the instant failover. It can send, okay, there is something I can also add. It can send, the health probe request, and each front door environment periodically sends synthetic HTTP request to each of your configured backends. Okay, and it ranges from 25 requests every minute to as high as 1200 requests per minute, depending on the health probe frequency configured. With the default probe frequency of 30 seconds, the probe volume on your backend should be about 200 requests per minute. You see, that's how it goes. Frequency is very high. Okay, so let's talk about another feature that it provides us, come on, which is, we have already covered that in our app gateway video, that is URL based routing. That's why I was saying it provides features as app gateway, but it is global as traffic manager. Right, we did cover that part. Like if you have two different backend pools, one says images, one says videos. If you have anything in your URL, for example xyz.com/images, it should go to this backend, or /videos, it should go to that backend. So we already know what URL based routing is. That's what it can also provide. All right, there is something else which also, just like app gateway. Any guesses? Okay, let's see. It's multiple site hosting. Okay, that's what app gateway also do, and Azure Front Door has the capability to do the same. So it is like traffic is coming from, let's suppose, images.xyz.com and videos.xyz.com from two backend pools called image pool and video pool. Okay, so your front door can serve these two separate traffics altogether. You can host multiple sites here. And similarly, you can have two different domains like www.xyz.com and www.abc.com configured on the same front door. Okay, so this multi-site hosting enables you to configure more than one website on the same front door configuration. Okay, all right. Now, there is one more thing, just like app gateway, which is, this is something that you already know, session affinity, right? That is also provided by app gateway. Okay, it is cookie based session affinity feature, and we all know when we want the request to go to the same server again and again, we can use this. All right, this is what it also provides. Now there is one more thing, just like app gateway, which is SSL termination. If you You were listening me carefully. We talked about at the very beginning when I was trying to explain where to use, when to use which load balancers. I mentioned this. If you're not looking for SSL, only looking for load balancing in the global DNS based and the traffic manager. But if you need these kind of feature, you better use Azure Front Door Service. Okay. And it can also help you do the end-to-end SSL encryption. For example, if front door of your application workload receives over 5,000 requests in a minute, due to warm connection reuse for active services, it will only establish, say, about 500 connections with your application backend, thereby reducing significant load from your backends. Okay, that is also something it can help you with. Now, it can also provide, you can apply the policy for WAF. Okay, just like app gateway. See, I was telling you it is more like app gateway, advanced app gateway on global basis. Few other features along with the app gateway, for example, POP and Anycast, those things. So you can also apply a WAF. Okay, you can create the policy in Azure portal and all the rules for access control to protect your HTTP or HTTPS workload from exploitation. Policy. Okay. Now, these all are the features that we covered. What it is, let's summarize a little bit. It's a layer 7 load balancing service provided by Azure, which actually works on Anycast split TCP architecture and also uses the Microsoft backend global network to provide highly available, reliable, and best performance possible, low latency. Okay, it uses the smart health probes to failover quickly, and it provides the features like app gateway, URL based routing, multi-site hosting, session affinity, SSL termination, and WAF. We have already covered these things in detail in the previous video, so I'm not touching in detail, but we all know what it is. So let's try to understand the routing methods. Okay, let's try to understand the routing methods. You must be familiar about all the routing methods here because we have already covered those. So the very first is latency, and it is not geographical based distance but the network latency. So front door provides the latency based routing that ensures that requests are sent to the lowest latency backend acceptable within a sensitivity range. Basically, your user requests are sent to the closest set of backends with respect to the network latency. Okay. Now we have priority, just like we have priority in traffic manager. You need to set the priority and it goes which has the less number as the priority. That means 1 wins over 2. If you give some server as 1 as the priority, the request will go to that server. Okay, and you can assign priorities to your different backends when you want to use a primary service endpoint for all traffic and provide backups in case the primary or the backup backends are unavailable. Then we have weighted. We did cover that part in traffic manager as well. You need to give a weight to your backend servers, and accordingly Azure Front Door will choose and apply. For example, you can say 40 weight for one backend and 10 to the another backend. So it will always go to the 40 and then 10, you know. And if you say 50-50, then it would be just like a round robin basis. But if you say 80-20, then 80% of the request will go to the 80 and 20% will go to the 20. That's how the weighted works. Okay, and these are the three routing method. We also have session affinity in the routing method. And we already know if you want some particular request to go to the particular backend, then you can choose it. It's a cookie based. Okay. All right. Now let's try to understand an example so that we can cover all these latency methods. Oh, sorry, these routing methods, not the latency method, routing methods. Okay. And you can, it's not like you can use only a single routing method. You can use all the routing method in a single configuration, or you can use few of them, or you can use single as well. Okay, so let's start that part now. Okay, let's suppose you have this. This is Azure Front Door Service, and we have these backends. We're just trying to understand the routing methods in detail. Let's suppose we have VM1, VM2, 3, and 4 as a backend for this. Okay. Now, these all four VMs or backend would be sending 200 OK request for the health probe. Okay. Now, suppose one of them, let's create one more as in 5. Let's suppose this 5 stops sending 200. Okay. Where is the cross? There it is. Let's suppose this goes unhealthy and stop sending the request. Now, the backend will not consider this VM as the healthy one because of the health probe sending unhealthy probe to the ADFS. Now, only these four would be considered as the backend. Okay, so the very first routing, it depends what all are available. That health probe will decide. So let's suppose we had 5 machines at the back end of ADFS service. When the request comes, this goes on toss and health probe says to ADFS, this will not work. Okay, and ADFS considered these 4 as an available healthy backends to distribute the traffic. Okay, now in next condition, the top priority backends among the available ones are selected. Let's suppose if we are talking about priority, these two machines are in, or let's say this machine has priority 1. Let's say, okay, P1. So the request will go to this machine and would not send request to these 3 machines because this machine has the priority. Okay, let's suppose this priority goes to 2, then request will go to the second one. And let's suppose if this priority is for these 2 machines, then request will go to these 2 machines until one of those goes unhealthy, then they might consider the other machines as the secondary one. It is more like, we all know, active, passive, or active standby kind of architecture or infrastructure. Okay. Now let's talk about the latency. Okay. Now let's suppose request is coming, and these VMs could be in any region, right? We talked about. So maybe the physical distance between the requester and these two VMs are less than these two VM, but the network latency to these two VMs are less, then request will come to these two VM. Okay. Now let's talk about the wait. Let's suppose this VM has 50 and this has 50 and these VMs has 10. Oh, come on. Come on. 10, 10, and this is unhealthy. Then you'll find most of the requests served by these two, and very few will go to these two as per the weightage. Okay, cool. So that's all about the Azure Front Door Service. Hope it will make some sense for all of you. If you have any questions, let me know. And in next video, we will try to do the demonstration and try to go through these features and routing methods to understand it better. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for watching, and you have a good day. Bye-bye.